Hi students, today's topic parallelogram law of vectors. So we can find out the resultant of parallelogram and direction. Resultant r bar and direction theta we have to calculate from this parallelogram law of vectors. How can you define this parallelogram law of vectors? So definition, if two vectors, let us say p bar and q bar are acting at a point, then the resultant will be acting along the diagonal of the parallelogram, both magnitude and direction. They should be drawn from the same point. Here p bar is acting horizontal wise, q bar acting along this vertical wise. These both are acting at a point at the origin O. Then the resultant will be acting along the diagonal of the parallelogram, both magnitude and direction. They must be drawn from the same point. To find resultant R, first we have to calculate the AD and AC values. If OB is Q bar, then AC is also Q bar. Okay. If OA is P bar, then BC is also P bar. See, this is the right angle triangle. A, D and C. Here it will be theta. To find this AD and AC, first we have to calculate the cos theta. The cos theta will be AD adjacent by opposite plus AC. Therefore, cos theta is equal to AD value is Q bar or Q by AC. Cos theta is equal to AD. AC value is Q, therefore AD is equal to Q cos theta. Okay, this is the AD value. What about the CD value? Let's find sin theta. Sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is CD, hypotenuse is AC. Sin theta is equal to CD by Q. So therefore CD is equal to Q sin theta. We have find out the values of AD as well as CD. Then come to the main diagram. Let us see. Let us consider the diagram is a right angle triangle. Here the angle will be theta. So O, A, the distance between O to A is P bar, and this is D and C. This is the R bar. Okay. Now apply Pythagoras theorem for this triangle. Then OC square is equal to OD square plus CD square. But OD is nothing but OA plus AD. So OC square is equal to OA plus AD whole square plus CD square. This is in the form of A plus B whole square. Then it becomes OA square plus AD square plus 2OA AD plus CD square. Okay. Apply Pythagoras theorem for this small triangle, right angle triangle. What is going to happen here? AC square is equal to AD square plus CD square. That means AC square is nothing but AD square plus CD square. So AD square plus CD square, in the place of this 2, we can write it as AC square. Okay, then it becomes OA square plus AC square plus 2OA AD. Okay, this is OC square. OC square value is R. That means it becomes R square. OA value P square plus AC square value. AC square is nothing but Q square 2. Okay, OA value is P. AD value we are calculated here Q cos theta. That means r square is nothing but p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Therefore, I will write it right here. The main formula for resultant vector r is equal to root 2 over p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. This is the formula used to find the resultant of the parallelogram. Okay, r is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Then, after finding out the resultant, we can find out the direction. So, direction, the theta value, how do you find the direction? So, consider tan theta for direction. Tan theta is equal to CD by OD. CD value we are calculated here. It will be Q sin theta. OD value. OD is nothing but OA plus AD. That means Q sin theta by OA. OA value will be P plus AD value we are calculated Q cos theta. That means tan theta value will be Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Then what about the theta value? Theta value will become, theta indicates the direction. So theta is equal to tan inverse Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. See the theta value and indicates the direction of magnitude of the resultant vector of the parallelogram. Once again, definition or statement for parallelogram: if two vectors are acting the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant vector will be acting along the diagonal of the parallelogram, both magnitude and direction. They must be drawn from the same point. Students, so the first problem in this lesson, let us read the problem. The vertical component of a vector is equal to its horizontal component. That means vertical component is equal to horizontal component. So what is the angle made by the vector with x-axis? How much angle made by the vector with the x-axis? Let us consider the angle will be here theta. So I can able to find this theta. So the force will be acting with an angle theta. This will be resolved into two components. So this horizontal component will becomes f cos theta. Vertical component will becomes f sin theta. This is already we are discussing in the previous class. Horizontal, that means towards the theta will becomes always cos. So towards the vertical will becomes sine. Okay. So according to our problem, the horizontal component will be equal to vertical component. That means f sin theta is equal to f cos theta. F becomes cancel. That means sin theta by cos theta equal to 1, or tan theta will be equal to 1, or theta equal to tan inverse 1. That is equal to 45 degree. So theta value in case of vertical and horizontal components are equal, the theta value will be equal to 45. Okay students, note down the second problem. Two forces. There will be two forces of magnitude two forces of magnitudes 3 units and 5 units. Totally there will be two forces. One is that 3 unit, another force is 5 unit. So act at 60 degree. 60 degree తో రెండు ఫోర్సులు యాక్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి అంటే విత్ ఈచ్ అదర్. Okay, then what is the magnitude of the resultant? What is the magnitude? Magnitude of the resultant we have calculated in the parallelogram law of vectors. Magnitude of the resultant. Okay, note down the problem. There are two forces they are given. Let us say, let P1 or P will be 3 unit, Q will be 5 unit. Angle between them is equal to 60 degree with each other. Okay, then the resultant vector R is equal to, we have calculated in case of parallelogram, the magnitude of the resultant P square plus Q square plus TPQ cos theta. Therefore, P square, that will be 3 square, Q square, 5 square, plus 2, 3, 3.5 into cos 60 degree. This will become 3 3s are 9 plus 25. 9 plus 25, 2 3s 6, 5. So 6 into 5, 30. Okay, plus 30. The cos 60 value will becomes half. That means it becomes 15. 25 plus 15, it will becomes 40. 40 plus 9, 49. The root 49, the value will be equal to 7 units. That means the resultant magnitude in case of this problem will be equal to 7 units. Note down the next problem. A force they are given 2I plus J minus K newtons. Force unit always in newtons, acts on a body which is initially at rest. Initially at rest. అంటే మొదట ఆగిపోయినటువంటి ఒక బాడీ మీద మనకి ఎంత ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్ అయిందంట, ఎంత అంటే 2I ప్లస్ J మైనస్ K యూనిట్స్ న్యూటన్స్. ఓకే, at the end of 20 seconds the velocity of the body is 4I plus 2J minus 2K meter per second. The meter per second is the unit for velocity. So after 4 seconds, initially rest, but after 4 seconds, due to the applying force, the body will move with this much of velocity. How much it will be? 4I plus 2J minus 2K meter per second. Okay, what is the mass of the body? What is the mass of the body? So from this problem, we have to calculate the body mass. Body mass should be denoted with, so given data. So once again read the problem. Force 2I plus J minus K newtons acts on a body which is initial at rest. అంటే మొదట రెస్ట్ లో ఉంది, ఆ రెస్ట్ లో ఉన్న బాడీ మీద అంత ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో at the end of 20 seconds అయిన తర్వాత the body moves. That means the velocity of the body is 4I plus 2J minus 2K meter per second. So 4 seconds అయిన తర్వాత మనకి బాడీ ఎంత వెలాసిటీతో మూవ్. అయితే what is the mass of the body? బాడీ మాస్ ఎంతో మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. So given data, first force they are given. Force should be denoted with capital F. F value 2I plus J minus K newtons. Okay, or capital. So okay, time T is equal to, they are given 20 seconds. Initially at rest, that means initial velocity should be denoted with U. U value will be equal to 0 because it will be at rest initially. So okay, final velocity should be denoted with V. V is the final velocity. Final velocity they are given 4I plus 2J minus 2K meter per second. Mass M. M we have to find out. So from Newton's second law, rate of change of momentum Once again, rate of change of momentum of a body directly proportional to applied force on moves in the direction of the force. That is the Newton's second law. From that, he derived F is equal to ma. Okay. We want to find out this mass. Therefore, mass m is equal to, formula becomes F by A. Okay. So right here, m is equal to force. They are given. How much force they are given? 2I plus j minus k. So that means in the place of force, we can write it as force value 2I plus j minus k by acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity. That is nothing but v minus u by t. This is the value for a, acceleration. Okay, m is equal to 2I plus j minus k by v. Final velocity they are given 4I. That is 2 is taken out common. Then it becomes 2I plus j minus k minus 0. Because u value will be 0 because the body initial at rest. By time. How much time they are given? 20 seconds. 20. So it will becomes cancelled. Then m is equal to 20 by 2. That is equal to 10 kg. That means in this problem the mass of the body will be. Write down the next problem. A projectile. Projectile is fired at an angle of 45. So sorry, it will be 60 degree. Angle they are given 60 degree. The angle of 60 degree to the horizontal with an initial velocity of 800 meter per second. Meter per second. So what we have to find this problem? Projectile means projected upwards rather than 90 degree. That is angle, theta value they are given. Angle of inclination 60 degree. The horizontal, the initial velocity should be denoted with u value also they are given 800 meter per second. What do we have to find from this? There will be three cases they are given. First one, find the time of flight. Time of flight. Second case, in second bit, find the distance traveled. Find the distance traveled. Distance traveled before it hits the ground. Hits the ground. See, once again, what is the second case they are given? They ask them to calculate. Find the distance traveled before it hits the ground. That is nothing but a ray. From the projection, point of projection to where it hits the ground, the distance is nothing but a range. That means indirectly they are given. So range we have to calculate from the case B. Case C. Find the time of flight for the projectile to reach maximum height. Find the time of flight for the projectile Find the time of flight for the projectile to reach the maximum height. To reach the maximum height. So once again, read the C case. Find the time of flight for the projectile to reach the maximum height. That means time taken to reach maximum height from the point of projection is nothing but time of agent. That means from C case, what is the meaning of C case? They ask them to calculate time of agent in C case. Okay, find the time of flight in A case. Find the distance traveled. That means range. That means time of flight, range, and the time of agent. Totally 3 cases we have to solve. So the first case, let us see. Find the time of flight. So we know that formula for time of flight we are already discussed in the previous class. First A case. First given data we have to write here. What they are given in the data at an angle of projection theta is equal to 60 degree. Okay, with an initial velocity should be denoted with u value 800 meter per second. Okay, A case, what we have to find out in the A case we have to find out time of flight. What is the formula? It is nothing but sum of the time of agent and agent, or the body remains in air. Time taken by the body that remains in air is called time of flight. Time of flight we should denote it with T suffix f. The formula for this time of flight is 2u sin theta by g. In case of oblique projection, that means rather than 90 degree. Okay, 2u value they are given initial velocity 800 sin theta sin 60 degree by g value. So g value will be taken out as 9.8 or 10. If they are not given for our simple calculation, take it as 10. Okay, or 9.8, whatever it will be, either 9.8 or 10. So here they are taken 9.8. Okay, we will take 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. So sin 60, so 2 into, on calculating the time of flight value will be equal to 141.4. So time units are seconds. 141.4 seconds. Okay. See for the time of flight. So okay, first case will be over. In the second case, what we have to calculate in the second case? Distance traveled before it hits the ground. That is nothing but a range. So range we have to calculate. Okay, again theta value will be 60. Initial velocity will be 800 meter per second. How do we calculate the range? Let us see in the next case the range how to calculate. Okay, that is B case. Okay, case B. Once again read the case B. Find the distance traveled before it hits the ground. That means from the point of projection to where it hits the ground, the distance or horizontal distance is nothing but a range. So range, what is the formula to find out this range? Range is nothing but u square sin 2 theta by g. That is the formula for range. We are already calculated in the previous class. We derived this expression for range. U square, that is nothing but 800 square into sin 2 theta. Sin of 2 into theta value will be 60 degree by g value 9.8. So on solving this range we will get to 56.57 kilometer. 56.57 kilometer. That is the range. Okay. What is the C case? Find the time of flight for the projectile to reach the maximum height. From the point of projection to where it reaches the maximum height. The time is nothing but time of agent. That means time of agent they are indirectly asked in this statement. So we can calculate the time of agent in the C case. Okay. Okay, C case. Time of agent. Should be denoted with the T suffix A. What is the formula for T suffix A? U sin theta by G. Here they are given the U value, initial velocity 800, sin theta value will be 60 degree, G value will be 9.8. We will get on solving. The time of agent will be 70.7 seconds. Okay, this is the value for time of agent. So we have solved all the three cases in the given problem. They are given if theta is the angle of projection, theta is the angle of projection. Okay, R, capital R is the range. Capital R is the range. H is the maximum height. H is the maximum height. T is the time of flight. T is the time of flight. Then show that A. There are two cases they are given. In A case tan theta is equal to 4h by r. Tan theta ను మనం 4h by r అని చూపించాలి. And in B case h is equal to g t square by 8. G t square by 8. సో రెండు కేసులు ఇచ్చారు మనకి, ఏ కేసు బి కేసు. ఫస్ట్ కేసులో మనం ఏమని చూపించాలంటే tan theta is equal to 4h by r. సెకండ్ కేసులోనేమో gt square by 8 ఇచ్చింది. ఓకే, once again we can read the problem. Where theta is the angle of projection, r is the range, and the maximum height is h, t is the time of flight. They are given. Okay, in A case we should have to show that tan theta is equal to 4h by r. In B case h is equal to gt square. First A case. Case A. The formulas for range. What is the formula for range? R is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. This is the formula for range. That is equation number 1. Formula for height. H is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the formula for H. So h by r ratio we have to calculate. That means divide 2 with 1. Divide 2, equation 2 with equation 1. Okay. What will going to happen? H by r is equal to, write down the formula for h, u square sin square theta by 2g. Okay, r value, reciprocal of r value, g by u square sin 2 theta. U square becomes cancel, and g also cancel. Then what we have to write from this? H by r is equal to sin square theta. Sin square theta is nothing but sin theta into sin theta. Only in the numerator, but in the denominator there will be sin 2 theta. 2, okay, sin 2 theta is nothing but 2 sin theta cos theta. Sin theta will becomes cancel. Sin theta by cos theta is nothing but tan theta. 2 into 2 will becomes 4. H by r is equal to, so tan theta by 4 or tan theta is equal to 4h by r. Hence we have proved the first case. First case value will be tan theta is equal to 4h by r. That only they are asking. Hence we have proved. So once again, formula for range is equal to u squared sin 2 theta by g. Let it be equation 1. Height h formula u squared sin square theta by 2g. So equation number 2, divide equation 2 with 1 because we need the ratio h by r. H by r is equal to, on solving we get h by r is equal to tan theta by 4. Therefore tan theta is equal to 4h by r. So this is the first case. First case we are proved. So next B case. What is the B case? Case B. Case B. What we have to prove in the case B? Let us see. GT square by 8. Okay, then case B. Write the formula for height as well as time. First time of height. Capital T formula 2u sin theta by g. This is the formula for time of height. So we need a square, t square. So squaring both sides. On squaring both sides we get 4u square sin square theta by g square. This is the formula for time of flight on square. Okay. Height. Formula for height. Height h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. Okay, let it be equation number 1. This will be equation number 2. So we want to find the ratio of h by t square. Okay, what is that? Divide 2 with 1. H by t square. H value. What is the h value? U square sin square theta by 2g by t square value 2u sin theta by g. Okay, u square sin square theta by 2g, g by 2u sin theta. Here sin also cancel. Okay, 2 t square value. So t square value. So sorry. Here we have to substitute the t square value, not t value. Okay, once again we will write t square value will be 4u square sin square theta by g square. Okay. On solving, h by t square is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g is equal to g square by 4u square sin square theta. Sin square theta, u square becomes cancelled. G also one time will be cancelled. Then we will get h by t square is equal to g by 2 into 4, 8. G by 8. Or h is equal to g t square by 8. So we have solved the second case also. What we have to take in the second class? Time of flight t is equal to 2u sin theta by g. On squaring, t square is equal to 4u square sin square theta by g square. So height formula u square sin square theta by 2g. Divide equation 2 with 1. On solving, you will get h is equal to gt square by 8. Okay. An object is launched from a cliff 20 meter above the ground. Okay, at an angle of 30 degrees. అంటే ఒక క్లిఫ్ 20 మీటర్ హైట్ ఉంది గ్రౌండ్ నుంచి అక్కడ 30 degrees యాంగిల్ తో ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని లాంచ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. 30 degree above the horizontal, with an initial speed should be denoted with initial speed or initial velocity should be denoted with u. Speed of 30 meter per second. How far horizontal? How far horizontally? Horizontally does the object travel? Object travel before landing on the ground. Before landing on the ground. Here they are given g value 10 meter per second square. If they are not given, we should have to consider either 9.8 or 10. If they are given 10, we should have to taken the value g only 10. So once again we have to read the problem. An object launched from a cliff, that means from a tower or certain a building or certain a mountain from that. Okay, 20 meter above the ground at an angle of projection will be theta, that is equal to 30 degree. So here let us see, this is the cliff. From here they are projected a body with an angle of, how much angle they are given? 30 degree. Okay, height of the cliff they are given, how much height they are given? 20 meter. See the height. Okay, so initial velocity, we will write here the data, given data. Height of cliff 20 meter, angle of projection theta is equal to 30 degree, initial speed u 30 meter per second. Okay, read the problem. How far horizontally does the object travel before landing on the ground? So ground ki land out avana munduga horizontal ga enta distance travel ayindi. So distance traveled from the point of projection to where it touches the ground, that should be always range. That means indirectly they ask them to calculate the value of range, how much range it's travel. Range formula for range, r is equal to horizontal velocity into time. So that means first we have to calculate the time. So then horizontal velocity, so resolved into two components. We know that horizontal component will be u cos theta, vertical component will be always u sin theta. The theta will be here. Okay, horizontal velocity will be r is equal to u cos theta under time. Time we have to calculate. So how do we calculate the time from this given data? So okay, time we have to calculate. So how do you calculate the value of time? Okay, in case of tower or cliff, range r is equal to horizontal velocity into time. Horizontal velocity from the diagram it will be u cos theta t. T we have to calculate. So formula to find out the t, h is equal to minus ut or u sin theta here, because it is oblique projection. U sin theta t plus object square. H value they are given 20 minus u value minus 30 sin theta, sin 30 degree into t, plus of g value 10 into t square. Okay, this equation will becomes 20 minus 30 sin 30 will becomes of plus half into 10 t square, because g value will be 10. This 15 times 20 equal to minus 15 plus 5t square. Take out the 5 will be common, then this rewrite this equation, minus 15t okay, minus 20 equal to 0, then it becomes t square minus 3t minus 4 equal to 0. Take out this 5 will be common, t square minus 3 and minus 3t minus 4 equal to 0. On solving, t is equal to 4 seconds and t is equal to minus 1 second from the quadratic equation. So we have to always take t value will be positive. So t will be 4 seconds. Then range r is equal to, what is the range value? U cos theta. That is u value they are given 30 cos theta. Cos 30. Cos 30 will be equal to cos 30 degree. Okay, theta value will be 30. Time value will be equal to 4. That is equal to 30 cos 30 value root 3 by 2 into 4. It will be 2. So the value will be equal to, range r is equal to 60 root 3 meters.